chaos.
Welcome back to the actuality, everybody. How are we doing this Sunday? It is Invisible Sunday, and I'm here with some of my friends, and we are going to Monty Cook's Mind. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a crazy thing, but we're going to do it anyway, and play some Invisible Sun from Monty Cook Games, The Soul's Direction. My name's Josh Wallace. I'm with Angels Citadel, and I am going to be your host and GM for this. Here with me is most of my cast. We're still missing one of them, who's out ill. We hope he feels better and can get back next session. But let's go ahead and get started with Kelton today.
I hate you all. To do a recap. Last session we went to the Gold Sun in search of the last piece, I think the final piece of our souls, and the multiphasic compass. And oh boy, Billy forced Narcariel away from Claire because he creepy, but he came back at the end of the episode, I think, around the end of the episode, which sucks. So maybe next time I just eliminate him. We'll see. Let's see. In charge of the multiphasic compass is Rusaz.
Mm-hmm.
So Rusaz, creepy bug man. That's terrifying. Dealing.
Don't
with
forget the
that.
eyes. Lots of eyes.
Oh god, so many eyes. Yeah, and that's my super coherent recap.
So yeah. And the cool thing is, I didn't even have to come up with Rusaz. That's a NPC out of the book. So you can thank Monty and Shauna for that description, because I didn't come up with that. You also met Clarissa, almost 2 feet long, and let's see here. What else happened? Billy and Claire actually had a conversation without Narcariel because you gave him the boot, and he went somewhere, you don't know where. And then he came back.
And Claire got.
Oh, go ahead.
Claire got her vision back.
And Claire got her vision back. Yes, she did.
Very true.
And then Narcariel came back, and you shut him down pretty hard, and so he went off and kind of sulked, and then you tried to kill him, and he said no and left.
Sounds about right.
So you are in the House of Secrets with Rusaz, and Rusaz is looking for you to provide him with a copy of the Journal of Keroneth, a object of power that will help him to remember where he's been and what he's done inside the House of Secrets, so that he doesn't get lost like all the other people that have owned it before him, because that would kind of suck, he imagines. And I can't really blame him. And in return, he will give you the multiphasic compass.
We have.
Yes, Jeff.
Is in Sterling's possession, right?
It is in Sterling's possession. Yes, you do have
Okay.
a copy of the Journal of Keroneth.
But Sterling is in the shadow.
Sterling is in the shadow.
Right.
With an inconvenient COVID.
Stupid
I
shadow
feel like
COVID.
that needs to be like the title of an adventure or something like that. An inconvenient COVID.
I'm gonna go with
Mhm.
stupid shadow COVID. Oh god, an inconvenient COVID. That's brilliant. So we absolutely don't have it.
Not at the moment.
Can Billy just Billy? I go to sleep. I get an item from the deeps of sleep that I think about, but I don't have to go to sleep and wake up. I can just do it because I know the item.
You do
Sterling
know
has
the
it.
item.
Is that an option? Do I need to
You
roll
know
for
what?
that?
I'm gonna make you roll for that.
Cool.
But if you end up getting a reasonably high roll, I could actually see my way to doing that. So this, I'll be totally transparent with you, and I told Joanne this earlier. This is actually not all that high level of an artifact. It's only a level 4 artifact.
Okay.
And the reason that it's not all that high level was because you were actually supposed to have done this like a year and a half
Episode
ago.
5. Okay.
So it's just been hanging out there for a while. But yeah, this was yeah. Anyway,
Look, if you want us to do stuff sooner in an episode, then you need to use a code word or something. Otherwise, we're just going to go find trouble to get into.
the chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache.
Pesca Jumba. Nobody's gonna
Yes,
get
sir.
that reference. Me and my Tom Waits references. All right. So I'm gonna roll. You do want me to roll for that? What am I rolling exactly?
So this we'll make this just a standard sorcery roll.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 dice to do it because
Okay.
it's essentially a special ability. You can add sorcery bene to it. You cannot add sortilege dice,
Okay.
but yeah.
I will absolutely add a bene to it. And this. Tell me if this is too obvious. But I would like to add a hidden knowledge to it as well. It's not all that hidden because I fucking know exactly where it's on Sterling's person somewhere. I mean, that might count as a hidden knowledge, I think.
You know, that's actually not a bad hidden knowledge. Because while it's not hidden to you, it's hidden to literally everybody else in the actuality. So
True. I mean, it's just I can't not. Okay.
Go for it.
Let's see what we get. Oh god. Wait. This die is impossible to read. Oh, that's a 9. So 9 on regular dice, 2 on sorcery deck.
Okay. You, I guess, don't go to sleep or go to sleep or sort of go to sleep or whatever it is.
I think he just kind of like that's about it.
You phase you pull the narcolepsy feat, and yeah, you pull a Mr. Bean, and out of shadow, out of the ether around Sterling, you pull the Journal of Karoneth.
I suppose I should say something so that the other people in the party know what's happening. So Billy just kind of phases in and out. He does that all the time, sometimes unintentionally, and has a book much smaller than this in his hand, presumably, and says, "Yeah, All right, I got it. I mean, Sterling might miss it, but we miss him, and I think we need this more than he does right now.
All right. The creature in front of you moves towards you, and as it does, you see the bugs coming slightly faster, almost as if the skittering and the crawling is a measure of its whatever excitement, anticipation, even. And it reaches out, and in the palm of its hand, you see another eye. Right? It's old. It's gnarled. The nails are long. It's a wallowed kind of a peach color. And Rusaz says, "You already have the journal? Excellent."
I mean, already is a debatable term in my situation, but yeah, I got it.
You have a very interesting way about you, Mr. Burroughs.
Cool. Thanks. I think. So, compass. You know what? I'm going to be honest. You make me uncomfortable, so it would be in our best interest to sort of move things forward.
Very well. And he turns and goes to one of the other doors and opens it and goes through and closes it behind him. And he's gone for almost 10 minutes. And when he comes back, you see him, and he's carrying something dangling by a chain. It's if you look closely, you can see what looks to be a cube. Just a kind of a almost hollow looking square. But if you take your eye and you move it off just a little bit, you see the cube shift slightly, like it's spinning or shifting or morphing somehow. And then when you look back at it, it stops. And it's on a different angle or hanging differently. Inside this cube, floating, you see a set of needles. There are 6 of them, and they're all pointing different directions. He walks over to you slowly, and the bugs are still doing their thing. And he says, "This is the compass, the one you've been seeking."
Billy reaches out, and I presume Ursus hands it over.
He does. And he takes the journal from you at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then I look at Claire and Albie with the strange cube in my hand. I think we got a little bit of work to do here, but that's progress, right? You want to hang tight? You want to go somewhere else? Think about this for a minute?
Yes.
Rusaz, now ignoring you, turns slightly and you see him raise his hand, kind of a thumb, up to his shoulder, and something under his robe that you can't see appears to take a bite out of his finger. And he opens up the journal and starts dripping his blood on it. And you hear him chanting something, hissing, guttural. The runes that Sterling noticed, I don't know if he ever showed those to you, but if he did, you noticed that, or you knew they were there. On the inside of the leather seam, flash a bright white light. And then as he begins walking, he's holding the journal with one hand, and you can see writing beginning on the page.
As in, like, he's continuing the journal? Like
Starting a new one. It was blank. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's odd.
I think it's probably time for us to skedaddle.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I agree. Let's.
Where do we want to go?
I just go to where my house used to be and see if there's anything there in its place.
We kind of need to find our soul piece,
Wait.
still, don't we?
Yeah, we're not done. We're not done here. Where was
I was mistaken.
somebody with a better memory than me? We did have a lead on where to go in Gold to find the soul piece.
Oh, it's the Infractus
notes are
Expanse.
in a box. Oh,
Yeah, we
and
have to get to the
Fractious
Infractus
Expanse.
Expanse.
Yeah, right. And I went through a whole thing asking about. So did I or did I not gather enough information to feel comfy locating that spot, and so that I could like pop us there with a weave?
I don't recall that you did, but you know what? We're going to say that you did anyway.
I asked a bunch of questions and I got kind of like vague answers.
As I recall, all those questions were about the House of Secrets.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, you're right. Yes, you are absolutely right. I totally mixed those two things up. That is on me.
I'm going to pretend that you did, though, because she would have given it to you. So.
Okay.
I was just fixing to summon like a giant flying creature to fly us to wherever we need to go.
Or you could totally
Let's do that.
Talk to me about this giant flying creature.
Yes, please.
Okay, being one of the only Goetics left in Saturnine that isn't, my character will have sent demons to collect stuff from the Goetic College through portals, because books especially. Yeah, she's just gonna summon Callista, a giant rock angel type creature with four huge wings, kind of a hippogriff front, humanoid back. Just it's a relative of Screeches.
All right.
and it's bright purple.
Okay. How are you planning on treating with this demon?
Now, I am going to bargain with them and offer them food and convince them. And I'll throw I'll throw a benet at it. And that's a 9.
All right. So it, you create your summoning circle, and it comes, and you treat with it, and it says, "Very well. I will convey you to the Anfractious Expanse. Is." And it stops, and it looks around for a second, and then says, "Never mind. Let us go." And it stretches out its hands, and massive hands, for you to stand on.
I'm going to hop up on it and offer a hand to Kelton and Albion.
Who the hell is Kelton? I don't.
Or
I never heard
Billy.
of that.
Billy.
But Bilby, yeah.
Yes, Billy. It's been a rough week, okay?
You have no idea. Yeah, my week has been just as rough. I promise. Yeah. Billy takes your hand.
And to Albion.
Yep. I step right on up.
And Billy has like a pleasure doing this. He's like, this is like a normal. This seems so. It's crazy, Saturnine bullshit, but there's something about the normalcy of hopping on a ride to get somewhere that levels Billy out. So he's been a little bit janky, and he seems down a notch.
All right. Let's go ahead and draw a card.
Already did.
Okay. The lucky coin. Notions, cats, clocks, wind means good fortune, wealth, freedom, unexpected luck, unstructured. We put a lot of value in objects. We place a lot of importance in their presence in our lives. Some people might have a favorite shirt or a trusty handkerchief or, of course, a lucky coin. Armed with a talisman such as this, no harm can befall us. We only barely understand the truth of such things. The luck they bring, if they work, never comes in an expected form. Okay, that's kind of appropriate for what I had in mind.
Monty,
Anyway.
I'm sorry that we we had to take against you at the top of the show. Thank you for that.
All right. So, Callista lifts into the air, and you look down, and underneath is what looks to be a tornado. That it's standing at the top of, almost where the eye would be, but in the middle of nothing, right? And it carries over the land of the gold, and you actually, in the course of that journey, which lasts about a half an hour, you see it even pick up some things. There's a large almost elephant-looking thing with spider legs instead of 4 legs, and a glowing lantern on the back of it that it picks up and hurls somewhere. You see what looks to be a farmer's field that the thing tears through and sends vegetables or whatever the heck he's growing. You can't quite see that far down because you're up probably 300 feet in the air. But whatever it is he's growing, it takes a path and tosses that everywhere. And finally you reach a mountain range and go around it, and you see as the tornado starts to dissipate and lower you, you see a path that reminds you. Let's see, who would it remind? It would remind probably Claire. I don't know if it's old enough to remind Billy or Albion, but of an old movie from the Shadow about this girl that found a road that was made out of yellow bricks. It's not made out of yellow bricks. It's solid and it's golden, but it twists and it turns and it looks like it doesn't really go anywhere in particular as it stretches out away from you. Welcome to the Anfractious Expanse.
Question for everybody, really fast. When was Claire born? Like, what's Claire's timeline? Shadow timeline? I've never thought about this before, so it's like blowing my mind right now. Mine and Albion's are kind of obvious, but I never thought about it.
Claire is a millennial baby.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Claire and Sterling
no idea.
would have
What Sterling would
have known, but you're the 20s, and
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, Jeff is 30s, 40s, 50s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I want to say that was that might have been the
It was
50s.
30. No, Wizard of Oz was in the 30s.
Was it really? I didn't think it was that old.
First color movie was 30s. Yeah.
Okay, so then Jeff,
None.
you've got
1939.
Oh, there you go.
dang, there you go. So you recognize it too. The only one that doesn't is Kelton.
Absolutely not. Yeah, Billy's like, oh, that's noteworthy. Wait, did we have instructions? Okay, and Fractious Expanse. I mean, we just do what we do, right? Sniff around, see if we can find something.
I will give Callista a steak in thank you and
Perfect.
let her return to her duties.
She vanishes.
Is there like, I'm assuming there's not some sort of immediate sense where we're like, oh, part of my soul is here. It's over there. I will go
Nope.
that way. So we're gonna have to do something. So I think Billy will say, Claire, Albie, you guys got a quick way to, I don't know, maybe look into where we should go? Or, I mean, I could try it.
I don't think there is a way for
Claire is going to start
go.
shuffling her divinatory deck.
Claire
From what I
picked up on
understand,
what Kelton was saying, and I don't know if everybody else, Jeff, I missed everything that you said before that because your audio is in and out.
frustrating. Can you hear me?
Is it just me? Yeah.
No,
You're-
it's not you.
You were like, can you? I'm a. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
Technical difficulties.
They do happen.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you hear
fudge.
me?
I sure can.
I can hear you.
What happened? Did I mess up the
She
the
drew
Twitch?
a card.
So I
Ooh.
said I was shuffling my divinatory deck and I drew a card and bad Monty. Monty needs spanking.
Oh, it's Monty in the doghouse. Oh no, what is it?
Inevitable cataclysm.
Cataclysm. I knew you were gonna say that. It's the worst
What?
card.
Vision, swans, blades, water, meanings, bad luck, endings, inevitability, breaking a relationship. While we fear the cataclysm, it is inevitable. We cannot prevent it. The end comes for all things eventually, and we cannot stop it. The earth quakes, the seas advance, the sky falls, fire engulfs everything. We can try to survive it, but that's likely the best we can hope for. An optimist might try to say that a cataclysm can be cleansing and change things for the better. Bullshit! But the inevitable cataclysm really isn't about that. It's about endings.
I'm glad that's your card. Was that the card that Claire drew?
Yes, that's the card that Claire drew.
Mm.
Okay, great. So I don't have to worry about that one so much. I was going to say that understanding the Infractious Expanse is sort of a quest that everybody takes a little bit on their own, learning about themselves and about the change that is inside of us. So I don't know that there is a quick way to find what we're looking for, but the quickest way that I know of is to start walking.
That sounds about right to me.
Okay.
I don't do shortcuts every time.
So I'm going to reach out and, he's got this compass. And as I'm going to ask Billy if I can look at it. And as we're walking, I'm going to study it.
Billy was going to do basically the same thing. So there we go. Let's do some rolls or whatever.
Okay, we'll study it together. I can just now picture us walking side by side, staring down at this little box.
Yeah. What the hell? I don't.
And if I push it
There's
this
like-
way,
I don't. And then you go like, wait. Oh, don't do that. GM. With
So, normally, Albion is correct. That this is an individual thing, or rather, that's the tales that you've told or you've been told. As you begin to walk the path, however, you see 3 people appear. They weren't there before. They don't look to be ghosts. You've seen ghosts. You see crap. What the heck was his name? The guy that got you started on this path, the party. Crap.
Or Saws or before?
No, before. At the very beginning of the campaign.
Oh Christ.
Hang on. This is why I keep notes.
Rusat? No.
No.
The Money Man.
Yeah. That guy that flew off.
Kudash. You see Kudash. You see Claire, the butler from your theater, and Albion. You see the gal from the Order of Honed Thought.
Crider Minds?
Yes, her.
Okay.
Welcome to the Anfractious Expanse.
What are the three of you doing here?
We are your guides.
Okay.
Do we
each
see
only
people,
see
or-
one?
Yeah.
No, all of you see all of them.
Okay.
Okay. Our guides. Okay. Well, I suppose let the tour begin.
They each walk towards you, and one of them. So the butler puts his arm around Claire's shoulders, and you feel it. It feels solid. Kudash puts his arm around you, Billy, and Kreider puts her arm around your shoulders, Albion, and they start leading you down the path. You have all been fighting a long time, and you've seen a lot. How are you doing?
Fine.
Better than I was before.
I have no idea. Compared to what?
It is not a trick question. And the old man looks at you, Claire, and he smiles. You never could lie very well. You know, for an actor, you're actually kind of bad at it.
I was never the actor.
Oh, but I know better. It's okay. I'm at peace. It wasn't your fault. They walk and they talk with you, and they each seem to know a lot about your pasts and your experiences, the things that you've done and faced, and the challenges that you've had and the questions that you've had. And
recent past?
Within the last year, 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years.
How real are you, Prater?
Well, that's an interesting question, Albion. I feel real. I suppose that's real enough in a sense, but I suspect that at least part of me is your doing. They almost look confused at that question, like they've never thought about it, if that makes sense. You get the sense that, and I'm not going to make you roll for this, but you all get the sense that they're being completely truthful with you. That the conversation and the questions, they're asking about you, and they're talking about your shared histories and things like that. There's no malice in it, but it's very, very detailed.
Can I squeeze in a little question?
Like go for it.
Another layer. So that just answered most of my questions except one, which is, well, I'll go with Billy's view. Is this Kudash the same Kudash? Do I feel like it's actually him? He's been through all of this. His daughter, his wife, they're somewhere else. This guy has just appeared and is talking to me. Is it really, really him?
The only thing, if are you asking that, or are you asking the GM if you get the sense that?
I'm asking the GM, and yeah, I could do a roll, or we could do.
No, yeah, there's no need for a roll. What you know is that this Kudash that you're speaking with knows things about you that the actual Kudash probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Things that you've actually done, even things that you've thought. Now, again, I'll go back and say that you don't get a sense of nefariousness from any of them. But it's almost like whatever this is took a form that you would find familiar. If that makes sense.
It absolutely does. And yeah, Billy rolls with it. So
you're nearing the end of your journey. Are you ready to meet her? She's been waiting for you.
Is that to everybody? Are they all?
I do have a few questions for her.
She waits to answer them.
Yeah, me too. Mostly kind of one big one, but
Kudash kind of laughs. No, she's not here. You're not done yet, but you are close.
Lead on.
They take you along and you notice you've been walking this path, and it feels like the conversation has stretched out for hours and hours and hours. And finally, they stop at a point in the path that doesn't really look like anything. It's just more path. As you look around, you actually see a couple of other people off in the distance, probably a quarter of a mile. They're not together and are separated by distance themselves, and they appear to be wandering the same path and look like they're talking to somebody. I believe you've come a very long way for this. And Kudash bends down and touches the path, and a piece of it comes away. And as he holds it up in his hand, it reshapes itself into a coin, round, about yay big, inch, maybe 2 inches across, with your visage on it, Billy. And he hands it to you. The butler does the same thing for Claire, and Kreider does the same thing for Albion. And as you touch it, it begins thrumming with power in time with your heartbeat.
This is the last. This is the last piece.
You have done what few before you have dared to do. Look past the lie. Look past the deception and see this world for what it really is and what lies beyond it. And they vanish. Before he goes, the butler steps up to Claire and gives her a hug. And then he vanishes too.
I mean, before any reactions at all,
Yes.
do we feel any different? Or I suppose I should only, does Billy feel any different? Like, here's the last one. There were those words.
The difference you feel is not one of completion, but potentiality.
Well, would have been nice for them to stick around and show us how to get out of this place, but
Yeah, that would, I guess we
suppose
can
we
handle
have
that ourselves.
other ways of getting around. I'm tired. I got to get back. And we need to discuss what's going to happen when we follow this compass to the temple.
We have no
I
idea.
open a portal.
Okay. Where is your portal to?
Outside of Claire's and my house, where my old airplane was parked. We'll see what happens.
You appear in that space, and your plane is gone.
Mm. Well,
Claire's car is still there, right?
Claire's car is still there. And as you appear, it's about 10 breaths before you hear a loud voice. There you are.
step through the portal. Who's
This
yelling
is.
this at us?
I'm assuming this is Narcario? And this
No.
is just after we step through the portal? No, it's Daddy?
This is after you step through the portal closes. You turn and look, and there is a woman with jet black hair, massive wings, very shapely, but she's clad in a dark black and red armor that covers probably 90% of her body. Her hands are visible. Her face is visible. That's really about it. And you see a gun in one of her hands. It looks almost like a very old small cartridge based flintlock gun. And she raises it and points it at Claire and says, "Goodbye, sister."
I mean,
I
Billy
want
is.
I want
obviously
to
intervening.
cast a spell.
All right. So go ahead and each of you roll a d10 and add your, is it reflex?
No such creature.
What's the movement?
Movement, physicality.
Movement.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
make a movement roll.
Okay. Cool. No problem.
12.
Oh my god. 13. Well, no.
Holy
12.
crap.
12.
5.
No joke.
Okay.
It's-
You and Claire both get to go before her.
Okay. I'm used to having my cards and stuff. Give me a second here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what you're doing, Calvin? Does
Almost
Billy know
there.
what Billy is doing?
I'm almost there. I'm gonna. Okay, so I am weaving immobility from sleep, deception from moonlight, and duration from infinity to really, really paralyze a girl.
Okay.
Hopefully before she can do anything.
So this is going to be a 2 dice roll, and you need success on both dice.
I'm going to obviously can't do. Can I do sortilege?
You can do sortilege.
I'm going to do sortilege. I'm going to do sorcery bene. I'm going to do a hidden knowledge because this person reminds me of orderlies at the psych ward from Shadow and their way of doing things, and I hate it. If he will allow it.
That's probably not a hidden knowledge.
Okay.
But the sortilege will add a 3rd die. You need a success on 2 of them.
Okay,
and
so
you can
I
throw a sorcery at it. So that's +1 on each die.
Can I give him a hidden knowledge that is Clarence
I
told
shouldn't
him
work like
about
that.
her sister?
I think we're okay. So
No.
I don't know what's wrong. I've never used this. This is this metal die that belongs to my wife Liz. That's a 9 and a 6.
Okay. You sling this weave at her.
3rd 9 in a row.
Anyway. And it slams into her armor and just sort of melts away.
I am going to summon Narcariel right on top of her. Well, right behind her.
Okay. You summon Narcariel right behind her. She looks at Kelton almost like you'd look at an insect. Swivels her gun and prepares to fire at you. And you see a red form leap over her and take her arm, jerking it off off aim before the gun goes off. Roll a perception check, everybody.
Seven.
It's not a 9. It's a 0.
Okay.
I got a 7 as well.
Okay. Albion, both you and Claire notice that there is a very large hole in Narcariel's body right now. And he just sort of crumples to the ground, looking up at this creature.
Oh, heck.
It is your turn, Albion.
Albion is going to... Oh. Hold on. I should have had this. I think for... Didn't write it down. I'm going to cast Prescient Defense. And
Okay.
I believe... Son, where are you? For if I double the beyond yourself. Oh, it's way back here. Be a spell that casts normally affects only me, can affect additional targets. For every 4 points of sorcery I spend, I can add an additional target. I'm going to add Claire. As I cast this spell, I reach out and I touch Claire. And the next two, well, it's up here. I see incoming attacks before they strike. I automatically succeed on any 2 defense actions of my choice while the spell is active. It's active for a span of hours.
Okay.
Spell it's normally over time, or if I use it against 2 attacks, whichever comes first.
Sounds good.
And I am out of sorcery.
Okay. Kelton, you're up.
If you don't mind, what did that look like?
What did what look like?
Like the Albion, like what you just did, like what did we see? Does that make sense?
As I did it, you saw that there was a faint indigo glow that lit up around both of our eyes.
Okay. That's kind of enough to go on. And she is still pointing a gun, yes?
At the moment, yes, she's going to have to get it to reload.
I'm going to attempt to basically erase that gun from existence. So
okay.
I'm so used to cards. 1 second, kids. I'm sorry about it. All right. So I did this last stream, but other universes from Infinity. I'm gonna go with subtlety from Moonlight, so she doesn't notice.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with. I mean, I could do movement, distance, or escape, whatever, from Freedom. And then I'm going to pump everything I can into it. So I think, well, I can refresh Sorcery Pool for free 1 time. Actually, have I have a card, so I could do that for free. Anyway, so I'll pump like 9 sorcery into it, and no hidden knowledge on this one. I'm just gonna disappear that gun.
Okay. Make a roll.
And impossible. Are you kidding me? Zeros all the way down.
On both die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hang on. Let me pull up my flex table here.
No, not the flex table.
Is that a minor flux or a major flux?
That's a
Major
major flux, I
flux.
believe.
I thought so. Yeah, because
2
you have 3
zeros
dice.
is one zero is a minor, 2 zeros is a major.
Yep.
There's a reason Claire's hair is white now.
It just becomes a much bigger gun. All of a sudden, she's got like an AK. I know it will be more interesting than that, but is this our first major flux on
Yes.
the stream?
Yeah.
You've had minor fluxes, but you've never had major.
Yeah. Cool.
Apologies.
All right. You feel a sharp pain in your left hand. And as you look down, 2 of your fingers have fallen off.
That is horrifying.
That is terrifying.
Yay, flux.
Oh, that is so dark. Okay.
That is not okay.
Well, that was Billy's turn. Have at.
All right. How far is this female from Claire?
25 feet or so.
All right, she's within range. Claire is going to leap forward. use the dagger that Narcariel carries and shove it up into the bottom of her jaw as she's trying to reload her weapon. I am going to throw some Bene at it.
That's going to be an accuracy check.
Yep, and I'm going to use the battle armor to reinforce my body to be able to do this. And yeah.
So roll 2 dice, not 1. Roll high.
How about double nines? You bought them for me. In my defense, you bought them for me.
Did, but I didn't expect them to roll so high all the time. Otherwise, I'd have bought different ones.
I literally rolled 4 9s in a row and then double zeros. So it's just, yeah, it's meant to be.
All right. You race forward and jerk the dagger from Narcariel's belt. And continuing the motion, bring it upwards. And she's looking at you incredulously, what the heck are you doing? And the dagger comes up and pierces her neck there, and you jam it into her skull. And she sort of staggers back. You see out of the wound and out of her eyes, black. Something thick, black. It starts trailing out of the corner of her mouth. And then she just falls and collapses on her back, dead and staring. You know how people, they can't close their eyes necessarily after they die? It's that. She's just staring up into the air. It takes about a half a minute, but you see the body begin to decompose in front of you.
I'm going to shove her in a bottle.
In a bottle?
Yes. As her body starts decomposing, I am going to put her in a bottle, in a container.
No. Maybe you're misunderstanding. She's not turning into a gas. She's decomposing. She's decaying in front of your eyes.
Okay, then I'll get a big container. Her body isn't going anywhere except someplace where I can keep an eye on it. And then I'm going to summon her spirit and tie it to that casket. This bitch ass is mine.
Billy will absolutely assist with that.
Okay.
You can squeeze that flesh into a bottle, a box, a vase, whatever we need.
I'm not taking a chance on her getting resurrected and coming back to shoot us again.
That's fine. You take what's left of her body and put it in some sort of box. I'll say you can find one, whatever. By the time you do,
I can just grab one from.
It's just bones, and you've seen bones before, right? They're white. They're made of calcium. Calcium's white, etc., etc. These are not white. They are black, like whatever it was that was coming out of her wound out of her eyes, out of her mouth. And you scoop them in and put them in this box, and you try and summon her soul, her spirit. And you can't do it.
She done then? Because she needs to be done.
I can't summon her, but that doesn't mean she's done. And then I'm going to start patching up Narcarial. I don't know that demons have healing, or I don't know that I have the ability to heal demons.
They're just creatures. You can heal them.
Okay.
Narcarial coughs. the dagger.
I'm going to put it back on his hip.
I would like Billy to give him a nudge when he coughs. Say, good work, buddy.
He looks up at you with the biggest look of disgust. And then finally says, she wouldn't have wanted you to die.
Yeah, no. Sorry if it comes to it.
He nods.
Trust you.
And then once Claire's fairly sure Narcarial's going to be fine, she's going to check on Billy and then check on Albion.
They appear good.
No, Albion is fine. He sees all the attacks that might be coming and knows how to dodge them. So,
Now, with
feels
that being
good
said,
about it.
I mean, Billy's down a couple of fingers, but
He's not dead,
True.
and that's the important fact.
Yeah. Am I just bleeding out and losing hit points? Is this Dungeons and Dragons? What's going on here?
This is not Dungeons and Dragons. Your fingers just fell off.
Okay.
They're healed over, but it's like they weren't there.
And
it's down right to the knuckle, right? So.
Yep. Let this play out. I mean, Billy can fix it, but doesn't have to do it right this second. So.
I think that's been enough adventure and excitement for one day. Let's go have a nice meal.
I'd like to go away from here. Yes. Does your house still drive?
Yep.
No reason to be here anymore. My house is
That's
gone.
a really good idea.
As you walk around to get in the door, the back trunk, because it's a beetle, right, opens up, and you see this purple blob grinning at you, Albion, and it reaches out a tentacle and just kind of pats you on the forearm and then pulls it back in and closes the top again.
Screech is ready to go.
Very well. Let's get moving. Purple blob.
He apparently likes you. Maybe it's because of how you treat Reynard. Who knows?
I mean, Reynard's just my best friend. I treat him like my best friend.
you hop in the car, and he goes. Is there any place in particular you want to tell him to go, or are you just driving around at the moment?
I think we're just driving around at the moment, avoiding any large conglomerations of thought.
Yeah, weirdly driving around slowly, not not going to any high traffic areas. It's kind of a good idea.
All right. You are driving around slowly, not going to any high traffic areas, and that is where we will take our break for the session. We'll be back here in about 10 to 15 minutes. So for those of you that have joined us, we appreciate you being here. And we'll be back shortly with more antics from the Actuality and Invisible Sun and our playing of the Soul's Direction. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Actuality. This is The Soul's Direction, a live play of Invisible Sun by Monica Games. I am Josh Wallace. I'm your host and GM, and we are back in Satyrine, cruising around in our demon-powered beetle.
Other powered beetle. Screech is not
Other.
a demon. Screech is from the other. He's a tentacle horror from Cthulhu land, not the Hells.
That's right. Potato. I mean, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
No, look, I'm a goetic. There is a difference.
All right. So the other powered beetle. Then that's fair. All right. You have found the last piece of your souls. You have retrieved the multiphasic compass. What do you do now?
Oh, summoner! Yes, I am going to go to the library where Summoner has been kind of hanging out.
Sumner.
Yes, Sumner.
Sumner the Golden.
Yes. And say, look, we got a thing.
I see you found the multiphasic compass. Excellent. I've never seen it before. It's quite interesting. And you see him kind of look and lean in and peer around, and his nose brushes against it, and he kind of backs up a little bit, and then he keeps looking at it.
Albion reaches out and takes the compass and says, "This will lead us to the temple."
Well, yes.
Very well. Then let's not stick our noses all over things.
Yeah, I think he's got the right idea here.
Just you try walking around like this. It's not my fault I'm made this way.
I mean,
You know what?
You
You're
can-
right.
You're right.
you could go right over to the changery and have this problem
No, you
resolved.
know what?
Have you not seen
guys-
their prices?
Calm down. You know what? You know what? I'll front you if you want to go to the changery or whatever, but I'm on your team. All right, I'm on your team. Knows that we're in a good
All
place.
right.
So
So Claire, while amused and entertained with all of this, is going to start heading over to the wall and start pulling out maps. Various books of maps of different locations. Because every time she looks at that, she's going to say, Jack. Spirit. You got a compass, you need a map. You can't figure out where you're going if you don't know where you are, and you need a map and a compass.
You start flipping through maps, and you feel almost a tug at a particular book. It's a book of indigo. Places to go and see.
I'm going to pull out the map.
Okay, it's big. It's really big. It's one of those. It's a Monte Cook map, right? So here, let's tuck this in the back of a book, and it folds out like 8x2 or whatever, right? It's just big. So you pull it out and kind of unfold it onto the table, and you're looking at it, and you set your hands down and just kind of hunched over it, like, map reading stance, right? And the compass, the pointers in the middle begin flying around wildly. And on this map, you see etching itself in a tan and lavender color in a spot right next to another district, actually. The map of what looks to be a new district. And when it's done, it reads Upper Taversworth.
In Kermit or whoever, Raven, your little vehicle,
Kermit.
get us to the edge of this district.
I mean, it butts right up against Lower Taversworth, so.
I mean, Billy can do that, no problem. We don't have to go through the whole.
So that's what we're doing. We're headed to Lower Taversworth.
Yes.
Okay.
And while I'm gonna check on Nakario and make sure he's healing and see if there's anything I need to do to make him feel better.
So where did you stash Narcario?
In my bed, because it's a bed.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. What is nope?
Yeah, Billy has to have a read on this. It's because it's up and down. It's all over the place. She is annoyed with Narcario. Doesn't want Narcario around. She doesn't want Narcario around. Whatever. How are we doing right now?
She is extremely grateful because Narcario did step in and save Billy.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Very true.
And is so feeling a lot more happy about him being around. She's still got daddy issues, though. Okay.
And GM, I'm going to need some info from you.
Go for
Mr. Josh. So, like, that's how she feels. Can Billy get a little read on Narcario's motivation or something along those lines? I mean, I will roll 0s or 9s. I'm capable of those two things.
All right. You can make a interaction roll.
Okay.
I will even give you a hidden knowledge for that, just because you've been involved in the interactions between Claire and Narcario since he's been back.
Mm-hmm.
And know a little bit about her family situation.
Yep. A lot of it. I've met her papa in Dreamscape. All right.
So yeah, you absolutely know why she's got issues.
Did you roll a 0?
I rolled a 1. Not quite, but.
So how you've got a penne from interaction, and so that's a 3, right?
Bene from interaction
And a hidden knowledge.
and a hidden knowledge, so that's a 3.
Okay. Well, what I will say is this, okay? While you don't feel like you know him by any sense of the imagination, okay? You can make some reasonable deductions. Deduction number 1. He mentioned that her father had given her to him. You presume that means like an arranged marriage or an arranged relationship sort of thing.
Which I hate.
Presumption number 2. In all the time that you've seen him, he has never acted hostilely towards you or any of the group, and has done everything that he possibly could to make her comfortable and help her because she was blind. And presumption number 3, he took a bullet for you from a gun that was tainted with the dark and said that she wouldn't have wanted you to die. Meaning Claire. Logically, the 3 of those combined suggest that he probably loves her in whatever way that means for a demon, but
yeah,
they don't not feel things, right? They're capable of love, they're capable of hate, they're even capable of happiness. They just tend to like destruction a lot when they're from the red.
Yeah. Lean entropy wise.
Right. Okay. So he probably loves her. He probably kind of hates your guts. And that may have had something to do with you trying to kill him.
I mean, fair.
Okay. Is he going to retaliate? Probably not. If he went to all the trouble to get shot for you and put the reason on Claire wouldn't want that, she probably wouldn't want him to like do anything bad to you himself either. So there's probably not animosity there or a real, we'll call it threat, unless you were to try and hurt Claire. Then he'd probably try and end you.
Interesting. Okay. That's a fucking lot of information for a 3.
It's information you already had.
Mostly, yeah.
I haven't really given you any new information.
Yeah, that's true. That's yeah, but Billy is. I'm gonna keep playing the character that I'm playing, and he's still.
I wouldn't expect anything less. You know.
However, I think he will. He will bring like an eclair, like a nice little eclair covered in chocolate, you know, pas de choux, whatever, and like leave it by sleeping Narcariel, and then move on.
Okay. That's kind of an ironic thing to leave, actually, if you think about it.
You think?
I really like that. You know, this is one of those that if I could drop random XP like in Cypher or something, this would be a random
caps.
XP. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Because that's awesome. All right, so
yeah,
you
check. I'm sorry,
on,
Billy's never gonna stop.
You check on Narcariel. He's hurt, but he's stable. He's not gonna die. Are you talking to him or?
I don't know that she is. She doesn't know what to say.
Okay. Is it just you going into the room, or are you staying in the room, Billy, or how's this working?
I mean, Billy is hovering and being, like, I'm going to take care of my people. But he will absolutely defer to what Claire does. So I'm not really sure. It kind of depends on what Claire does.
All right. You go in the room, you check on Narcariel, and as you leave, or as you turn to leave, there's a sound like a rushing wind.
Okay.
Yeah, is that directed to both of us, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're hovering.
I'm gonna look around.
Yeah.
You see Arrow F. And he's standing over Narcaria.
Billy looks at Claire.
Claire is gonna take a step and move between him and Nakario. Hello, asshole.
He flashes a big smile. Hello, daughter.
Is there a reason you're in my house?
Why, yes, there is, in fact.
Share with class.
He reaches up and he snaps his fingers. And the dagger that was on Narcariel's belt is floating and spinning in the air above his hand. This needs to not ever see the light of day again. If she were to get out, she would seek to harm you again. And I will not allow that. She has become tainted.
Tainted by the dark, or what? What do you mean?
He nods.
Yeah, I'm in this room too. The dark. Okay. And you?
Then I think I'll make sure that it's someplace safe.
Go for it, Albion.
Flirt with me. Go ahead.
Yeah, Albion walks in and like, oh, we have
I was
company.
gonna do
Well, hello. My name's Albion.
Yes, of course.
Albion, asshole, Albion.
Well, that's an interesting
He
name.
means Arroweth.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
So you're Claire's Dilf. Tremendous. It's so nice to meet you.
He kind of waves his hand at you. Oh, stop.
I will not.
Claire is going to take the opportunity of him being distracted to snatch the dagger.
It doesn't move. And no, I don't care what you rolled.
2 9s! Come on, man!
Double 9s aren't enough. Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir. Your daughter is a good friend of mine, and I think I need to step out. If you'll excuse me, it's been a pleasure.
Why, yes, of course. And he winks at you.
Uh-oh.
Kind of inclines his head, and then his cane tips his hat up just a little bit, and he winks at you.
How old is your dad? Obviously beekeeping age. All right.
Okay.
It's fine now. All right. Albion leaves the scene. Exit stage left.
Exeunt stage left.
Pursued by bear. Nobody? Okay. Wow.
Pursued by bear. Yep.
Shakespeare references. Anyway.
All right. No, my dear, you cannot have this.
It's mine.
No, it is Narcariel's.
And Narcariel is mine.
Yes, but I gave this to him specifically for her.
I bought it.
He smiles at you.
She's just going to smile back. I know of where I can put it to where it's safe. I don't trust you.
He puts his hand over his chest. I'm hurt.
Wah. We have this under control. Thank you. After all, if you had it under control, then you would have already dealt with her a long time ago before I even came onto the scene, now wouldn't you? But you didn't. You left it for me. I cleaned up the mess, and now I'm gonna, and if this needs to be vanished to where it can't be found again, Billy and I will take care of it. Your assistance is not needed at the moment. Thank you.
Well, well. You are more and more like me every day.
I had an excellent teacher.
The knife flicks up into the air and is spinning impossibly fast. And he catches it by the blade and then holds it out to you. Very well.
Okay, thanks. Bye. She'll take the dagger.
He turns and then he looks back at you and smiles and says, "Tell your friend his fox is adorable." And then he vanishes.
God damn it! Stop making my friends have crushes on you, asshole.
You have a dagger.
Yeah, she's just gonna stand there for a minute and make motions in the air like she wants to throttle him. Like Billy can see the unadulterated rage on her face. Like,
So Billy,
Were we watching this whole interaction?
yeah, you were there. So
just
just
wanted
so
to
you
verify.
know, yeah, you get the sense that Claire is irritated. Sorry, I had to.
You roll a 0. You get the sense that Claire is irritated.
Dude, ain't that the truth, man? No,
Yeah, well,
the
technically
difference
3 zeros.
the difference between her attitude towards Aeroeth and her attitude towards Narcariel is night and day.
Mhm.
That stands out to you.
Well, I mean, it's kind of too late. But Billy will be right there next to Claire. Just, you okay?
I want to stab him in the face repeatedly.
Oh shit. I mean,
That's
that's kind of a
my
lot,
dad.
but
You know, that's my dad. He comes in and acts like he's all that, a bag of chips, and can take care of things. And yet who has to hold the bag? Who has to deal with the bullshit and clean everything up? Oh wait, that's right, we do. But he's all that.
yeah.
I couldn't
Just
help.
fucking end him.
I couldn't help hearing this, and
Oh hi.
I just feel a little bit like your teen angst is about 15 years late.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I didn't get a chance to have teen angst when I was actually a teenager. So instead of a midlife crisis, I'm going to go through the teen angst period. Oh, and he said to tell you that your fox is adorable.
That's gay code for I'm going to have a date with your dad, and it's gonna get real ugly. Tremendous.
You know what? You
I
know
like the
what?
direction this is going in.
If it makes you happy, I am all for it.
It's gonna make
it
me
makes
a
you
lot
happy.
of things. I'm certain of it. But one of them will not be your stepmama.
It's okay.
I give you my
can be
word.
daddy.
In any event, I believe we should probably be moving toward the Temple of Vizsla.
Yeah, we should.
Hang on, I think I killed Josh.
Oh my god.
Yes, I will instruct Screech to start heading towards there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love my cast. I do. I can't ask for better. This is fantastic.
And yes, if you want to be stepdaddy, I will allow it.
I'm not the Marion type, but yes, I do believe we should be moving forward. Um, do we have better clothes? I'm just not really certain I want to show up wearing these old
We do
rags.
not, but we can go shopping on our way.
Excellent. I would
If we're talking
very
about
much
clothes,
appreciate that. You just have to
I think
imagine yourself in something fancy, and it's fancy. I have to actually take the effort. That's not a dig at you. That's just me being envious.
I see what you're saying, but I mean, if you want something specific, I can probably just like go find it and then bring it to you. Like,
Billy,
it's
we I feel like we need to have an
The
intervention. You sometimes one goes shopping to get new ideas, and sometimes someone walks from destination A to destination B because the journey is worthwhile. We don't always have to use magic to solve our problems, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think you're maybe using magic to solve too many of your problems when you just appear in the bathroom from the sofa. That just feels like you're relying too heavily on a resource that, while ideally infinite, is unnecessary.
do you know what it's like
To
just
be
be in one small room your whole life,
I don't.
and you can't do anything about it.
I'm very
People
glad
come, they
that you're
pretend
out
like
of that
they're
room.
taking care of you, and then I mean, maybe you have a little bit of agency in your own life. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
But please
feel like
understand that I am here for you. I'm not. I will solve these problems whatever way I can because I care about Claire and I care about you. And I'm sorry, but it's
you
all coming
shouldn't.
from a good place. Trust me.
I understand that. I just worry that you're exhausting yourself. You're burning at both ends, and using magic is wonderful, but you've descended so deep into the magic that now you're just a walking dream. And if that's how you want to live, that is great. I'm so happy for you. But also, I just feel like getting place to the next, whether that is literal or metaphorical, can sometimes be worth the effort. I just feel like you want to use magic to do everything, and you have agency without the magic. You're here. We will not let you go back. We will not let you stay locked away in some room, because no matter where you end up, we know you and we care about you as well. And we will come for you if you do not come back on your own. But it just worries me so much that you're always solving the problems that we face with magic. Of course, I'm magic as hell, but it's not always the most interesting or fun way to solve a problem. And I just want you to open to the multiplicity of opportunities that lay ahead of us, good and bad.
Jesus, that's a little bit heavy.
I
Yeah,
didn't mean to
I
be
understand. I never had.
so judgy.
I never had anything like this. You know, any kind of agency. So, you know, I agree. I would love to run around and, you know, use a wrench and a pair of pliers or whatever. But I don't know how to do that. I do know how to do this. So, you know, and I can play the trumpet.
And
I can only do the things that I know how to do. And they're very few. Sorry about it.
You are appreciated.
it's too
as you are.
much. I would like to first stop. There is a maker, tremendous talent. I would like to stop by and visit her for just a few moments. If Scrunch could drive us by by her shop, I'll be in and out in a heartbeat.
Of course, Screech would be happy to.
Poor Screech.
Screech, Scrunch, Scratch, whatever.
Hey, he gets fed cows. He's happy. He didn't care what anybody calls him.
Do you drive to this shop? Where's the shop at?
It's definitely in the oh my
Fartown?
god, Fartown. Thank you. It's definitely in
Okay.
Fartown. And I pop out of the vehicle for a few minutes and come back. And when I do, I have two strange little items. They're fairly small. It's actually more like 6. They're little ovals, little sort of golden ovals that like weird elongated marbles that have little inscriptions all over them and sort of enameled so that you can see the inlay. And open the box and I say, Billy, could you please could I see your hand?
Yeah, of course.
I take your hand and then I reach into the box and I lay one of the larger ones where your where your hand ends in no knuckles at all. And then I lay another one next to that, and I lay another one next to that, and then I do the same on the other one. And now you have 2 brand new fingers that are little magical gold fingers that you can take on and off as you want. And
Can they do like other shit too? Like, could
I
I
have
like send
looked.
one off to?
I have looked into makers extensively. I have been fascinated. Uh, I I know nothing about it, but apparently once I did, and I have made it my mission to learn a little bit about it, what they can do, and this is bare minimum. And
Okay.
these come right off. If you lose them again, you just pick them up and stick them back on. Uh, they're a fantastic little invention. I got these. These were the special edition. They're much prettier. I thought they'd look fancy when you were playing your saxophone.
I mean, huh? That's pretty fucking cool. Side note, Billy's not actually there, so it's like there's like two physical fingers attached to like a ghostly hand, maybe.
No,
I'm not sure how
the
this
ghostly
works.
hand has two ghostly golden fingers.
Awesome. Oh, that's so good. Oh yeah, that's fucking amazing. Are you kidding me? Oh, well, yeah, magic is weird. Maybe I should calm down a little bit.
I just figured, being as critical as I was, I might as well go ahead and solve this problem with magic, uh, and
Well, thank you, honey.
and we can move forward. Uh, I need a suit. I don't have a great deal of currency left, but I do need something
Listen to
worth
me, my friend.
wearing to
My friend.
to the Temple of Vizsla herself.
What kind of suit do you need? Because I think the kind of suit that you want is the kind of suit that I can go and get. Does that make sense?
We need catalogs.
I can go get the catalogs. So yeah, I got this shit. I got this shit on lockdown. Yeah, no problem.
I think we need a shopping montage. If I'm
Trust me with one thing. Boo, 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 boo. Shopping montage.
I mean,
I
you don't want
wanna
to do
be
one?
a supermodel.
Catalogs from like the 1930s.
Yes.
Tweed? No, Tweed is out of date. Moving. Yeah.
All the sharpest high waisted trousers and
Oh, so high waisted. Yeah. Mhm.
have pants up to the bottom of my rib
I think.
cage. Yes,
Uh
queen. Um,
huh.
so,
and the end, Billy has the same suit. Nothing changed.
but we do buy Billy a new tie.
I think we do, and then it's like not thin enough. And at the very end of the montage, he's like,
No, we need to get him the Texas tie,
I
the little Bondella rope.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like the really, really, really fat ties, and then it's got like a symbol of Texas, and it says everything's bigger. And
it was fantastic.
you're talking about a bolero, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think we get ourselves situated. I personally feel that Albion would want to look to wear his like Easter best when entering the Temple of Vizsla.
Yeah, you can figure that out. However you think Easter best looks, absolutely, you're there. And yeah, it's a pretty penny, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I spend all the rest of my money on the stuff, but then there's like some cufflinks that I really, really, really want, and I'm like, Billy, if you want to go and fetch some of those now, I would not be terribly upset about that at all.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, okay. Here you go.
Hooray!
I'm assuming, Josh, that's okay because it's fucking cufflinks. It's
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, Claire is just gonna get an LBD. Little black dress.
All right.
we did it. We had a shopping episode.
We did.
I think go visit Vizsla.
Mm-hmm.
Just say, "Hey, girl, hey."
Hey, Vizsla.
What's going on? Those
Yeah,
shoes
what
are
do you think?
fierce.
Mm.
So Screech takes you to Lower Tabersworth. It's a I don't know that you guys have been there yet. It's a very sleepy little district. Nice cottage style houses, very
I didn't even
quiet,
remember it existed.
very quiet streets, very sleepy. Um, you see the occasional person, but it's nothing at all like Fartown or anything. The hustle and the bustle, and even other districts, right? And using the map, you head towards the edge of the district, and you look. There's a road that it stretches out ahead of you, and as you look at it, and this is where Screech stops. It looks like at the very back of the house in front of you, the road goes from this nice old village cobblestone type road to post World War III apocalypse, just crap, right? And Screech stops.
I'm gonna check the map and the compass.
All of the compass needles are pointing in that direction, and that appears to be where Upper Tabersworth is on the map. But it looks to be like it's something dropped a nuclear bomb on it or something. You're muted, Jeff.
Will the car continue to drive away?
No, the car stops.
Okay, so we have to get
Oh
out.
no, we lost Kelton.
Kelton? He's had enough of this.
We'll give him just a second here, see if he comes back. He's coming back. There's voice.
Do I exist? I better double check this.
We hear you.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a computer though. Sorry. No.
Maybe somebody say something.
Can we hear you? Can you hear us?
Yep. Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry. So stupid. And I turn. There it goes.
Looks like we're good.
Awesome.
So the car won't keep moving. Can't continue down the road. We ought to, I suppose, head that way.
Okay. What are you bringing, if anything?
Narcarial, another sword, the compass and the map, the gun that I took from my sister reloaded.
Didn't Kelton vanish the gun?
No, he failed.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I utterly failed.
Well, you got with one. You needed both.
Yeah.
Yeah, he failed.
That's right. I remember now.
There's a bunch
Okay.
of zeros. All zeros.
So you have the gun. You have a sword. You're bringing Narcariel. He's walking slow, but he's okay. His.
I'm going to go ahead and
healing potions in him while we were doing the whole shopping montage.
I'm going to go ahead and cast that spell I used earlier, Prescient Defense, and since I'm all full up on sorcery, I will go ahead and cast it on all three of us.
Okay.
So it lasts every hour. You check 0 to 3, it depletes, but it allows us to succeed on 2 defense tasks.
Okay.
The way it reads, I don't think we get to roll first to see if we use that. I think we just choose.
It's an automatic success. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
okay. You get out and start walking towards this hellscape or whatever the hell it looks like. And Claire, I need you to make a perception check.
8.
Good enough.
I didn't roll a 9 this time. Aren't you happy?
It's true. So you turn your head to look at Narcariel, I presume in worry or something like that.
Yes, I'm keeping an eye on him.
And as you do, just before the road ahead of you vanishes out of your line of sight because you turned your head, you see what looks to be more of the district that you saw in Lower Taversworth. That idyllic, sleepy cottage kind of a district.
She's going to stop. Claire's going to stop and hold up her hand and look at the compass, look at the street, and then kind of do it again.
When you're
Fascinating.
When you focus directly in front of you, you see the bombed out, nasty looking, right? But just as you're turning your head and losing that perspective, you see that new view.
I'm going to share it with Billy and Albion. Don't look directly ahead. Kind of look to the side.
Okay. Neither of you see it.
Okay. I'm going to have them come over and touch the compass and touch the compass with me and do it.
Okay. When you do,
And say the name Jack.
when you do, two things happen. Number one, the rum vanishes from out of your beetle. Number two, both of you see the same thing that she saw. Just before it goes out of sight, you see what looks like another district.
I suppose that's the direction we ought to be moving.
It's okay. Albion doesn't like rum anyways.
I'm more of a wine drinker.
And Billy likes scotch, so I think we'll be okay.
Why is the scotch gone?
What do you mean? Usually it's like I drink whatever's there. Like it's
He's not picky.
Yay, booze! Yeah, alright. Yeah, we're gonna continue on and we're going to make our way through very carefully into this new area.
Okay. As you do.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna ask Summoner if he, before we left, I will have asked Summoner to go with us. Because we wouldn't have gotten this far without him, so I'm going to invite him.
He comes along with you.
Because Claire's nice sometimes.
Sometimes.
Unless Daddy's involved, and then all bets are off because she wants to stab him in the face repeatedly with a rusty spoon.
Poor guy. And here he's got a date to set up with.
Yeah, I don't want to be on Claire's bad side.
All right. So you edge closer, trying to keep that view in the side of your eye. And when you do, two things happen. Number one, as you're stepping towards where you saw the blasted out ruin, you take that step and you are immediately in another district. Second thing that happens is that the compass flares a bright white and vanishes.
Mother fudger biscuit eater.
Congratulations, you all know how to travel Stam and Ren.
Hooray!
The district
Card directions unlocked.
new cardinal directions unlocked. The district that you're looking into is, while pristine, vacant. There does not appear to be any lights or smoke coming out of smokestacks or people around. There's not even birds. And as you look around, while it looks the same, there is one noticeable difference. Off in the distance, you see a massive building sticking out over the trees and the houses. It looks like it's made of alabaster, like it's really bright white, but periodically the sun will catch it through the clouds just right, and it will turn a rainbow of colors, and then it will be white again.
Oh no, we lost him again.
Well, crap.
Oh, Jesus.
That's okay, because that's where we were going to end the session anyway. You are in Upper Tabersworth, and you know how to travel Stam and Ren, and that's where we'll stop for the day.
Oh, no. One thing before we stop. Claire is going to, because we have brought Summoner with us, Claire is going to put her hand on Summoner's shoulder. I think we found your girl.
So it would seem.
Well, at least a guide. We'll start.
It is more beautiful than I'd imagined in my dreams. Thank you.
What are friends for? Now we can stop.
All right. Well, we almost made it through the entire stream without any real technical difficulties. So that's yay. We've been having a hard time with it lately. It kind of sucks. We appreciate you sticking with us, and we're starting to wind down here. I think this campaign's coming to a close, but we still got a little bit left. So keep coming back. After this, we're going to take a bit of a hiatus, and then we'll be back with a new campaign in a different system, joined by a new cast member, and we'll see what happens. So do we have any shout outs this week? And I know we're going to be at convention next weekend. Roanoke, Crash City Con, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come hang out, play some Numenera and Hope's Rising with us. Jeff, anything from your end?
In 2 weeks, I'll be at Dragon Con, but
hey,
you're very unlikely to see me there.
Go to Dragon Con and find Jeff. It's kind of like find Waldo, except...
Well, if you find Waldo, you've probably found my husband, and I'm probably not too far away.
Hey, there you go.
That is his cosplay.
That's awesome.
He's got a whole cosplay for it. He's even got ribbons to give out this year. So if you're at Dragon Con, look for Waldo. You might just get a ribbon.
Cool.
We might have to do that some year. That'd be fun to hang out in person.
It's a fun place. I love it.
I know if Kelton were here, he'd probably want to pump Heathen Cantina, and Legend of the Old Kingdom, Low Talk, whatever you want to call it. They are on Twitch. I actually don't have their Twitch URL, but you should be able to look up Heathen Cantina and see it. So check that out. Check them out. They're awesome. They've got some friends of ours. One of them's running the game, and obviously Kelton. So go have a look at their stream. And other than that, I think that's it. So from our Citadel to yours, happy gaming, and we'll see you again in 2 Sundays.